Please be seated. Dear students, dear family members, friends, colleagues, welcome to Eindhoven University of Technology. The sun started shining outside and we're here on a very happy occasion. My name is Joost Kok and I'm the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Mathematics and Computer Science. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the special graduation ceremony. I'm especially pleased that we can gather here on our campus to celebrate this important milestone together. Today is a moment of pride for our faculty as we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. Earning a Master of Science degree is no small accomplishment. It's the result of dedication, perseverance, and hard work. Throughout your master's studies, you have followed a rich and demanding program with high-level courses taught by our instructors. You have completed challenging graduation projects. These experiences have prepared you well for the next steps in your career. Dear graduates, I sincerely hope that you have not only grown academically, but also have enjoyed your time here at our university. You have successfully completed all the requirements of your program, and today you will be awarded the degree of Master of Science. This degree entitles you to carry the titles Master of Science, but also the title of Ingenieur. The program for the ceremony is as follows. First, we'll have an address by our Deputy Program Director, Industrial and Applied Mathematics. Then we have the presentation of the degrees, then a speech by the graduates. After that, an address by our Program Director, Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. Again, a presentation of degrees. Then an address by our Study Association, Pattern. Then we have the closing of the ceremony, and afterwards there will be reception with drinks and bites here to the left in the Senaatzaal. I would now like to invite our next speaker to address you. Please join me in welcoming Marco Boon, Deputy Program Director of the Master's Program in Industrial and Applied Mathematics.
Thank you, Joost. Dear candidates, dear friends, and family. Welcome to all of you. I am here to congratulate all students who have successfully completed our master's program, Industrial and Applied Mathematics. And as Joost has said, this is really quite an achievement. Today we only have a small group. Thomas Krzysztof, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Is that Krzysztof? Sorry. Roy and Damon. You will receive your diplomas today, and well, they're graduated applied mathematicians now, but what is applied mathematics? Surely you have all read their thesis, but did you find the answer in that thesis? Well, usually I would give a general talk about what applied and definitely industrial and applied mathematics is, but today we have a very small group, only 4 students, so instead I will just talk a little bit about all of their projects, very briefly, don't worry. Well, applied mathematics. Nevertheless, some projects are really theoretical. For example, Krzysztof. I found your project very theoretical. I read your thesis on inhomogeneous quadratic maps linear equivalence. And really theoretical thesis with a lot of impressive mathematical formulas. However, also in such a theoretical thesis, algorithms play a very important role. Indeed, also in applied mathematics, it's not just that our students produce a report with some formulas in it. No, you also need to be able to program very well and develop algorithms. Yeah? So you also need to be able to apply these algorithms to real-life data, because data is more and more available nowadays. Then there are also projects that are inspired by practical problems, but still require thorough foundational mathematics. For example, Damon's project. Damon's task was to detect microchip defects from scanning electron microscope images. You might guess, if you had to guess one company for which he conducted this final project, you will probably be right. He did this project as ASML, working on this very practical problem. But don't worry, if you would read his thesis, it's also full of formulas and very nice images, by the way. But also that is really important there, implementing algorithms, needing a theoretical foundation to solve these practical problems. Roy's project also started with a very practical question. How can you optimally schedule trips for a fleet of electric vehicles? He conducted this project for a consultancy company, CQM, and he came up with algorithms that make sure that you find optimal routes while still being able to charge your electric vehicles. Very recent application, obviously. And finally, Thomas worked on a project quantifying risk of pension funds. And clearly a project from the area within mathematics which is called stochastics, where randomness plays a very important role. You have to be able to predict things that are basically unpredictable. He applied modern techniques such as reinforcement learning and machine learning, and also here in his project, algorithms play a very important role as they do in artificial intelligence in general. So what is clear in all of these 4 projects is that mathematical theory plays a crucial role in solving these problems for industry, for science, and for society. Now, it takes a while before you're ready to really apply mathematics to real-world problems, and it's very important that we keep on educating young, enthusiastic mathematicians, and so go ahead and tell everybody how great mathematics is, and we are welcome to see many new mathematicians in the future. Now let's go to the part where you actually receive your diplomas. So let me see, the first one, of course there's a fixed order. The first one in the slides is, oh, I should have clicked on this one before, I guess. Sorry. The first one is Damon. Damon, you can come forward and I will, is Damon not present? Where's Damon? Ah, there, Damon, you were hidden in the back. Yeah, so Damon, you had a very strong start, then a little bit of more difficulties, but tougher times as your supervisor, Remco, mentioned. But you showed character, you showed perseverance, and you managed to come up with a very good final result. Very nice project. Congratulations. And I'm here to give you the... Yeah. Congratulations. Thomas. Thomas. Thomas, you can go on that side. That gives me a little bit more time to say something nice about you. Well, Thomas immediately found a job after his graduation. He became a PhD student. In fact, he became a PhD student in our group. In fact, he's the co-lecturer of the course I'm currently teaching. And so, Thomas, I think you made the best choice. You got the best job in the world. And by the way, there are 137 exams waiting to be graded into the next 2 weeks. Thank you. Christoph. Your supervisor, Monica, wrote, you're curious, you're persistent when problem solving, and any company would be lucky to have you. Tough luck for them, because I understood that you became a PhD student also in our department. So welcome, and so also we're colleagues now, and I'm very happy with that. Congratulations. Finally, Roy, my own student, I supervised you during your project at CQM, and also here, happy end. They were very happy with the project and the final outcomes, and they also offered you a job, so you're not my colleague, but we will see each other very much, because surely you will also supervise some master students in the future. Congratulations.
Marco. Next is a speech of a graduate, but in fact we have two graduates who will speak, Roy de Hond and Thomas Kronk. Please join us on stage.
All right, thank you. Let's see. So I will begin by shortly introducing myself. My name is Roy. I graduated from the Master in Industrial and Applied Mathematics in September last year. And currently I'm working at CQM as a quantitative consultant, which means that I basically apply the theory I learned here at the TUE to solve some problems for large businesses such as ASML, ProRail, Albert Heijn. And then after I solve the problem, I make a really expensive PowerPoint presentation for it.
Yeah, well, as you've heard, I'm Thomas, and I'm currently doing a PhD here. I'm working on multimodal transportation networks and climate resilience in that.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, I got an email from the academic advisor asking if I could provide a speech during this graduation ceremony. At first, I was a bit hesitant because, it's a bit out of my comfort zone. And what are you going to say during such a speech? So I asked Thomas for help, and we thought of two fitting topics. First of all, I want to talk about a small subset of the courses we followed and tell some anecdotes about it. And secondly, I'm going to talk about how the chatbots evolved during our time at the TUE.
Yeah, so the first course, both of us followed, was optimization. Optimization consists of 3 different parts. Well, first part is unconstrained optimization. And if you follow the course, you think, oh, this is quite easy. Well, then we move on to the second part, which is constrained optimization. A bit harder, but still, I think most think, oh, it's doable. Then you move on to the third part. The third part is discrete optimization. And in here you have to prove NP-halves. Well, if you've ever had to do that, you had to use reductions, which is, to most people, magic. Luckily, we had Felix Speaks Spa, which made it bearable.
Another course we followed during the first quarter was Probability and Stochastics 1. For those of you who also followed this course, not much mathematics students, but for those of you who did, you might remember these silly statistics. In here, we see that the homework was made really well. However, the exam, not that much. And that also tells something different. It tells that as a group, if we collaborate as students, we were always able to get excellent grades, although the material is really hard, as we can see by the average and median exam grade. In the second quarter, we also had a course called Functional Analysis. A handful of students chose this one, and it was one of the more difficult courses. As you can see here is a definition, and for most mathematics students it's pretty light, but then 5 minutes later you have a theorem, and if you zoned off for a few minutes, the whole lecture was gone. And it kind of made me think of this meme. It's easy, you're starting off, then you blink, and after that it's all a chaos.
In Q3, we have stochastic networks. And here, I'll just let the slides speak from themselves. Yeah, and the rate at which this information is displayed here is also the rate during the real lecture.
In the fourth quarter, we had a course called Stochastic Decision Theory. In this course, we learned about all the hot topics, such as reinforcement learning, robust optimization, statistical learning, all the hot topics right now. But what we will remember the most from this course are the lecturers, Bert and Jeroen. Bert always had the funny anecdotes, which made us laugh, and Jeroen, well, he had the more difficult exercises and assignments, which made us all cry.
In Q5 and 6, TUE offers the opportunity to go on exchange. And, well, I also went on exchange. Yeah. And during the exchange, you can work on, I'll call it personal self-development. Next to that, you of course have to study. Yeah, study is also a part of it. Well, I will not bore you with all my stories, but I'm sure that if you went on exchange or you went abroad, that just like me, you have loads of great stories to tell. Well, after your very hard and difficult exchange, there's one thing left, which is your master thesis. And I'll call it the final boss. Well, the final boss consists of a couple of different levels. First level being, what am I doing? What am I researching? Well, when you finish that, you move on to problems. We've all had loads of problems. What kind of data? There is no data. My data's format's incorrect. I can't finish a proof. Well, when you've done this, and then the deadline's in, well, you have a deadline, the deadline is closing in, so you start to panic. And you have to write. And every time you write, you get endless amounts of feedback. But if somehow you manage to overcome this all, and then you successfully defended your master thesis, you obtain, and you're now sitting here, your master's degree.
All right. A second topic I briefly want to touch upon is the evolution of chatbots during our academic career. When we started in our first year, most of you probably never heard of the term large language model. In the first year of a university career, we relied mostly on the lecturers, classmates, Stack Overflow, and sometimes even YouTube. However, at the start of our masters, something changed. LLMs became more capable. Not that capable, but somewhat capable. Now in my current role, half a year later, I use it almost daily for coding, generating ideas, or even as a replacement for Google sometimes. And while I'm asking the most silly questions to this chatbot, I'm grateful that these models were not yet that capable during our time at the TUE, forcing us to collaborate with each other, ask questions to each other, and sometimes even stare at a problem for a few hours. Most importantly, it learned us to struggle, because that is where the real learning happens. That was it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roy and Thomas. Next is Erik Kwaadgebuur, the Program Director of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence.
I think there was something still left. So the downfall of Stack Overflow due to LLMs. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud families, and most importantly, our graduates. Today we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in the lives of our graduates. From the Master Program in Data Science and Artificial Intelligence at Eindhoven University of Technology. This moment marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge and skills. Graduates, you have taken a transformative journey. The Mathematics and Computer Science department has equipped you with the skills to think critically and conceptually. We challenge you to find creative solutions, to work together, and to continuously improve yourself, certainly during the final project. This journey has prepared you to navigate what lies ahead of you and excel. Over the last years, you have become technical experts in the latest state-of-the-art techniques, for example, to design, build, and optimize models for decision support. Using sophisticated techniques to do a thorough analysis or leverage data. You've also learned to deeply understand societal and technical problems, generate innovative ideas, and create solutions that work. Your awareness of the impact and limitations of your contributions, coupled with a strong sense of ethical responsibility, sets you apart as good engineers, ready to make a difference. As you step into the real world, remember that your journey of learning and growth does not end here. Take ownership of your continuous development, foster innovative thinking in yourselves and others, and remain true ambassadors of our alma mater. Your ability to adapt, innovate, and lead will be crucial as you face the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. To the families and friends who have supported our graduates, thank you for your unwavering encouragement and belief in their potential. Your support has been instrumental to their success. To the faculty and staff, your dedication to nurturing and guiding these bright minds has been invaluable. You have not only imparted knowledge, but also inspired a generation of engineers who are ready to shape the future. Graduates, as you leave this institution, carry with you the values and skills you have acquired. Embrace the challenges, seize the opportunities, and continue to strive for excellence. The world awaits your contributions, and we have no doubt that you'll make us proud. Congratulations, class of 2026. May your future be bright, your achievements many, and your impact profound. Thank you. So we'll start reading the graduates' names, and they can come forward that way, and then we can hand over diploma and have a picture. So, Lazaros Adaloglu, AI-powered digital twin for electric truck energy consumption estimation. Dear Lazaros, you did a fantastic job with your master thesis, and it was amazing to see you convert that into a strong research paper. I wish you good luck for what comes next, and I'm sure that you will excel anywhere you go. Sisis Biloroglu, deep learning to value shot execution and defensive performance in football. Dear Sisis, you are a very pleasant person to work with, and I thoroughly enjoyed our cooperation. I wish you all the success imaginable, and I'm sure a bright future lies ahead of you. Thomas Bos, efficient fine-tuning of foundational vision models for object detection on niche agricultural datasets. It was a true pleasure working with you, focused, dedicated, and easy to work with you. Your curiosity and connections will take you far. Congrats on your well-deserved graduation and adventures ahead. So, Thomas is not here, but let's give him a short applause because he also achieved graduation. Murad Bustani, SafeBrax, high-throughput simulation for safe reinforcement learning. Congratulations on obtaining your master's degree. You did a great job. Good luck with your future career. Minas Chamamtsoglu, NanoFlow, generative modeling of nanopore signals using flow matching. The results did not easily flow, but your work did not slow. Congratulations on your dedication and grit, Minas. It was a pleasure to be part of your journey. Laura Didden, supporting analysts in exploratory process analysis, a multi-perspective approach to sequential filtering. Dear Laura, it has been a joy to walk this path with you. I look forward to continuing the journey ahead, with curiosity guiding every step. Michael Angelos Erotokritou. Visualization of dense spatiotemporal wafer data. Angelos, congratulations on a fantastic achievement. Turning complex semiconductor data into something intuitive and useful is no small feat. You've likely saved engineers a lot of time and headaches. The positive feedback from ASML really shows the impact of your work. Well done on building something both clever and genuinely helpful. Enjoy this milestone. Lieke Franken, the cancellation oracle, detecting when processes call it quits. Congratulations on obtaining your master's degree. You did a great job. Good luck with your future career. Dirk van Galen, identifying play styles in football through spatial networks. Your novel network techniques to analyze football matches revealed interesting features of successful plays that football analysts could recognize. A remarkable feat you can be proud of. Diljana Gicheva, data-driven forecasting of outbound workload in semiconductor equipment logistics. Congratulations, Diljana, on a job well done. It was a pleasure to accompany you on this thesis journey. You worked hard and deserve the success. Good luck for your future. Akshat Gurtu, a study on efficient methods of answering temporal queries on schema-fixed databases. Dear Akshat, great job on a challenging master's project. Your novel and general solution has helped the company overcome their database issues, and I am sure that there are many to follow. All the very best in your future endeavors. Martin Miksik, methodological and tooling advances for OCPM in high-tech manufacturing. I rarely get to work with students who are as professional and organized as you. In a highly complex project, you kept your calm and delivered outstanding methods and tools for object-centric process mining. All the best. Arya Mostajiran, hybrid deep learning models for cuffless blood pressure estimation from photoplethysmography. Hello, Arya. It was a pleasure working with you. You are a dedicated student conducting research in a very important topic within personalized healthcare, with great potential to societal and industrial benefits. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Carlo Moteran, prompting continual online predictor with noise, concept drift, and task drift handling. Dear Carlo, your thesis explored continual learning under challenging conditions, and in many ways, you embodied that very idea. Through every obstacle, you kept learning, adapting, and improving. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nam Nguyen, Federated Medical Image Analysis in Low Resource Settings, Trade-offs under heterogeneous data and resource constraints. Congratulations on obtaining your master's degree. You did a great job. Good luck with your future career. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Andrei Oprea, Multitask Business Process Prediction with Modern Bird. Dear Andrei, you contributed on multitask learning and achieved nice results. Congratulations on your thesis and best wishes for what comes next. Nicolaos Perdikogiannis, synthetic event log generation through the joint modeling of event attributes. You learn to see processes not as isolated events, but as interdependent stories, where timing, resources, and actions only make sense together. It was a true pleasure to work interdependently with you, and I'm proud to continue this journey with you as a PhD researcher. Thomas Varnier, anomaly detection in temporal text-attributed graphs with modality mixing. It was a long journey, but well worth the effort that you put. It was great to work alongside you and seeing you grow. Good luck for your future. Ian van de Wetering, schema-centered knowledge graph visualization and visual querying. Ian, congratulations on your master's achievement. Making large knowledge graphs clearer and easier to work with without requiring complex queries is seriously impressive. You've managed to tame visual clutter and make it practical. Great work combining technical depth with usability. Now it's time to celebrate. And with that, we come to the end of the handing out of the degrees.
Okay, thank you, Erik. And yet, next is the speech by our student associations, Nick Visser and probably also Christa de Geef.
Good afternoon, graduates, and of course, also friends and family. I have to admit, it feels a little intimidating standing up here with these bright lights and the wonderful presentation from earlier. Speaking in front of a room like this is not something I do often, but it also feels a little unusual being here giving this speech, considering I'm still a bachelor student and still have a few good years before I can sit where you are sitting today. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Niek. I am the current chairman of the Data Science Association Pattern, and which is why I have the privilege of standing here today. I'm also here on behalf of Gewis and the chairwoman of Gewis, Siska. To be honest, being a bachelor student, it all makes it a little funny. I'm representing Pattern to a group of students, graduates, who realistically probably will not have much to do with Pattern after today. So I'm not here to sell the association to you anymore. That part is done. But for those of you who are active within our associations, who came to our events or who contributed to Pattern or Gewis in any way, shape, or form, I want to thank you, sincerely. People like you are the reason associations like ours exist, and the reason why Siska and I get to enjoy what we do. So truly, thank you. Now, like I said, I'm still a bachelor student, so while I absolutely want to congratulate you all on all the hard work, the time, and the effort it took to get here, it would feel a little dishonest for me to pretend that I fully understand what you've gone through. I've not experienced what it's like to do a master's. I've not experienced what it's like to write a master's thesis. Heck, I haven't even done my bachelor end project yet. But I do know something about figuring out how to keep moving forward. See, I was born here in the Netherlands, but I spent most of my childhood in the United States, on a dairy farm in rural Ohio. When I was 15, my family moved back to the Netherlands, and adjusting to that was not easy. I could speak Dutch, but I couldn't read or write it. In the years that followed, my life changed a lot, and very often. We moved often, I switched schools a couple times, and I had to rebuild my sense of home from time to time. And also somewhere in the middle, like you experienced, there was COVID. And I think all of that taught me something that matters, not just in studying, but in life. One of the most important things that I've come to realize the past few years is how important it is to have purpose, a real reason to keep moving forward. And that purpose can look completely different for anyone. For one person, it might be ambition. For someone else, it might be creating something, building something, learning, or building up a career, simply becoming the kind of person you want to become. But I genuinely believe that once you have found that something that gives you direction, you already have something incredibly valuable. Because purpose is worth more than any grade, any number of credits you've achieved so far, any salary or any diploma that you end up holding in your hand. And I think that matters even more because it's not always easy to hold on to that sense of direction. The world can be a very negative place. We hear so much about what is going wrong and less about what is going right, which can be incredibly demotivating from day to day. That is exactly why I think it matters so much to find something that gives you energy, to find something that brings you joy and that keeps you going. Not just something that makes you happy once you get there, but something that makes the road towards it worth walking in the first place. To round off, I want to leave you with a quote from the film Hector and the Search for Happiness. In the film, there's a professor who says, we should concern ourselves not so much with the pursuit of happiness, but with the happiness of pursuits. And to me, that's exactly it. Happiness is not always something waiting for you at the finish line. Very often, it can be found in the process itself, in striving, in growing, in building something, and in moving towards something that truly matters to you. So as you leave here and step into whatever comes next, I hope you do not just chase success or security or happiness as some final destination. You already have achieved something incredibly meaningful, and you should be really proud of yourselves. But even more than that, I hope you find something that makes the pursuit itself worthwhile. So, from Siska and myself, on behalf of Pattern and Gewis, congratulations, graduates. Now go write the next part of your story.
Thank you, Nick. Dear Masters of Science, on behalf of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, I would like to congratulate you and your families on your degree. I wish you every success and good fortune in your future careers. Your academic title also comes with responsibilities towards society. Therefore, I will now read out the Code of Conduct. The scientific degree of Master involves duties as well as rights. As a holder of this degree, you are committed to the standards of scientific integrity, trustworthiness, intellectual honesty, openness, and independence. These standards are described in more detail in the Netherlands Code of Conduct for Scientific Practice in the Eindhoven Code based on it. You also have duties towards society. You must be clear about the boundaries of your own expertise, and you must communicate honestly and independently about the results of your work, including potential risks associated with it. We are committed to the ethical codes for research and design involving human subjects or animals. Dear family members, friends and other supporters, our photographer will now take photographs of the graduates. So if you're not a graduate, we ask you kindly to leave the room via the exit to my left and wait outside, where you have the opportunity later on to congratulate our graduates. Drinks and bites will also be served there in the Senaatzaal. Thank you for joining us in this diploma ceremony. I hereby declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.